you have some questions about becoming a paramedic?
I do. I have a bunch I've written down.
Okay, shoot.
So what year did you graduate in?
I graduated Valencia College in the spring of 2020.
Okay. And how long have you been a paramedic for?
I've been a paramedic for about 7 years.
And what really made you say, I want to be a paramedic?
Well, I guess all my life I've really wanted to do something in medicine, but I never wanted to do anything that would require me being in school for like half my life. So, so I didn't want to become a doctor, and that ruled out becoming like a vet or something like that. And then I was talking to my sister, and she suggested maybe looking at becoming like an EMT or a paramedic. And that was when like the light bulb went off in my head. And I was like, ooh, yeah, that does sound really cool. So I just researched and found out as much as I could about that. And I just fell in love with it.
And do you work at a fire station or a hospital?
I work in a hospital. I started out wanting to work in a fire station, but the 24-hour shifts didn't really appeal to me, and it is really hard to advance your career when you work just as a paramedic in the fire department, because they really want you to be a firefighter too. And I didn't really want to become a firefighter because, I'm not built like that. I really don't have any desire to. So, and what I liked about working in a hospital is that you only have to work 12-hour shifts, and it's easier for you to advance your career. Like, if I decided that I wanted to be a nurse, I only have to go back to school for another year, and then I'm an RN.
And is that why you pursued a degree and not a certificate?
Yep, that's why. And it looks better for people that want to hire you. If you have a degree as opposed to a certificate, it just looks better.
And what are the steps that really got you here? What was your process?
I spent about a year volunteering in an emergency room, and I got to see a lot of what goes on in that setting, and I got to shadow a bunch of different people, and so that gave me a ton of insight about a bunch of different careers. And then I went to Valencia, and that took me about 3 years. I wanted to devote more time and energy into each class to really soak in like as much as I could.
Now, how are you with the goriness of your job?
Okay, so, well, it helps when you're able to disassociate yourself from like the emotional side of it, because you need to be able to be very calm and rational and be able to think about things in a very high stress environment. You have to stay calm and just do your job.
Now, does your personality allow you to be relaxed? Does that help you with the job?
Like, you have your work and you have your personal life, and you don't let them intertwine. You have to learn to let things go, because you're gonna see a lot of really sad, really gross, really really scary things, and you need to be able to say at the end of the day that you went in and you did your job, and whatever happens, it's not your fault.
Are you satisfied with what you do?
Yeah, I really am. I mean, there's nothing that compares to the feeling that you get when you save somebody, I mean, that doesn't happen very often. It doesn't happen as much as it does in the movies or on TV, but I mean, when it does, it's just like, you know why you're here, you know why you chose this.
If you don't get to do that all the time,
Mhm.
what does your day-to-day look like?
Okay, so when you work in a hospital, basically you get there and everybody goes to a staff meeting. You get caught up in all the day's events. You know, you are informed of everything that you need to know. You're brought up to speed on everything, and then you stock what you need to. You help make sure that everything is put away and cleaned up and ready to go for your day, and then you just go see patients. So
What helped you really choose this career path?
when I was in school, it was probably like the first semester that I was in college. For one of my classes, they made you do a lot of research about your careers, and one of the things that we had to do was like a career interview. We had to find somebody that was currently working in that field and just ask them a bunch of different questions, and it really helped me. I mean, I went into it thinking that, you know, I wasn't really going to learn much new information because of all the shadowing that I had done. But I actually did, and when I was doing my career interview this time, I got to see a different perspective. I got to see a more positive outlook on it, and that really helped me out.
Now, this is pretty nitty-gritty, but how much did your education cost you?
Let's see. It cost me about $100 per credit hour, so I'd say that would come out to about $7,000 or $8,000. So yeah, I'm really glad I could help you.
Well, thank you so much for your time.
Sure.
I appreciate it.